Taoiseach, I wish to bring to your attention a worrying trend that has come to my attention and give one example of it. Taoiseach, it concerns a young man from the Indian subcontinent who travelled to the United Kingdom on a valid student visa issued by the UK government. That visa allows him to work for 10 hours a week only. He obviously hoped to work for far more, and he went to an agency in the United Kingdom who told him that they could get him full employment permission in Ireland and arrange travel and a work permit. They took £1,500 sterling from him and retained his passport so that he would pay an additional £1,000 when he started work. They arranged his travel to Liverpool, and from there a ferry to Belfast, from where he travelled down to Dublin. He was given the air code and the postal address of his employer, and he turned up there and it was the IPO office in Dublin. He obviously didn't know that he was being sent to the IPO office. He was one of 5 travelling in a similar way, organised by the same agents on the same day, and he knows of 30 more people sent to Ireland by that agency in the same way. He's now in Ireland. He's trying to get out of the asylum system and return back to the United Kingdom. He doesn't have his passport. Now, it's very clear that vulnerable people in a precarious position are being horribly exploited by bad actors. But Taoiseach, it's equally clear that our state is being exploited by those bad actors. And while the Punch and Judy show that your government is engaging in with the UK authorities is all well and good, I want to know, Taoiseach, what you can do and what hope there is of international cooperation to resolve this. Because if I know anything of the underworld in which these agents, these people traffickers, let's call them what they are, operate, is that if there's one agency doing it in London, there are many doing it in London.
It is a very serious matter, and I mean the government's response to this is to pass the human trafficking bill. Of course, not knowing the specifics of the individual case you raised, but taking it as an example of a broader issue. We did see the human trafficking bill, I believe, passed in the Dáil in recent days, and now moving forward into the Seanad. And as you will know, as someone who would have participated here, this will put a revised national referral mechanism on a statutory footing, making it easier for victims of trafficking to come forward, to be identified, to access supports. And I think very much showing how serious this country on a legislative basis wants to take the issue of human trafficking, because the issue you highlight is indeed extremely important. We did see some progress in relation to Ireland's rating and the Trafficking in Persons report. Nothing to write home about. We have a lot of work to do in relation to this situation, but we did see in 2022 some positive progress made in relation to that. So I think between the legislation Minister McEntee is bringing forward and that will now go through the Seanad, and also the human trafficking strategy, I do want you to know, and I want that individual that you mentioned to know, and I want anybody seeking to exploit Ireland to know, this is an issue we will take and do take extraordinarily seriously. There is also very significant collaboration between An Garda Síochána and Europol, Interpol, and of course police forces in the United Kingdom as well. If there's any more specifics you want to give me in relation to that case, I'd be happy to pursue that as well. But we have seen some examples of convictions that I think show signs of progress too. In relation to the second part of your question, if you wish, and I've noted your comments, and I've read some of your questions in relation to this in public media in recent days, and I accept your bona fides in raising an issue that is important and that the Minister wants answers on as well, and has indeed sought answers.